Hello everybody and welcome to this playthrough of Motorsport Manager 2016. We're back again, this time with part 5. Gonna go ahead and load up the game. Basically last time out we didn't have the very best of races after finishing 6th in the race before that, which was quite an achievement considering the car that we do have with the Predator, who are, as I keep saying, the worst rated team in the entire series. There's some sort of justification for my terribleness at playing this game. Yeah, so basically after the last race I went ahead and skipped a little bit. I have hired a new race mechanic to work with, Maya Latinen. He's rated 2.5, he can get up to 4 stars. But basically I was looking for someone who has a sort of similar boost to this guy, who isn't the best but he's got some potential of getting up there. Because for centre end this car, he does provide the engine expert mode and the nurse boost as well, which makes the car condition drop a lot, well not even a lot, exceptionally lower rate. This guy, he does have the engine expert boost, which I think it takes about 20 weeks maybe, judging from this, to get up to here. So maybe towards the end of the season, maybe with about 3 races left, we'll have this boost put in Mia's car. And the top one, he doesn't have the nurse boost, but because I couldn't find anyone else that we could hire with the exact same things as this, but he does have a risk taker, which makes pit stops considerably quicker if we go for because we could be able to go for the fast pit stop instead of the standard one, which could take up to 2 seconds off the pit stop time. Basically that's all I did. I stopped at this point because we've got a vote coming up. It should be in the mail. We're going to be voting with the Global Motorsport Association for points for the top 8. So we'll go ahead, it should be in the mail here. So we do have a new vote. So what's basically going to happen is that points are going to be awarded for the top 8 drivers. So 10, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, going all the way from 1st to 8th place. At the moment in this series, every single racer gets a point, from 1st place getting 20 all the way down to the last place in 20th place getting 1 point. Sort of does work in our favour for getting some points, but it doesn't really make a big benefit to us. So I'm not quite sure what we're going to vote for because of the reverse grid, and I'm sure I haven't shown it on the video yet, but the next vote after this is going to be a vote on qualifying practices. So basically at the moment there is no qualifying in this series, so basically getting no points at all. I'm going to go ahead, I can't even remember which 2 these fall, but they'll probably be from these. We're going to go ahead and vote against it because I'm not sure though. I'm not sure what to vote for. I think no, I'm going to vote against it. Just go ahead and vote against. So we've got 1 vote for, 1 vote against, another vote for, so we're 2 to 1. We're up to 3 to 1. So but the people voting against must have abstained from the last vote. So they've got a lot of votes. So we're 5 and 5. This vote, Fuzzy Face, we voted against. So it's up to him to decide, and he's voted against. So we're going to be keeping. Oh, that was close. If we hadn't have actually voted, and I had actually voted for that, we would have been switching to that next season. So we'll go ahead and look at what the next rule. No, so we're going up to practice sessions next, and then spec rates. No, so okay, a bit confusing. No, I'm sure I've seen that, but we're going to vote on practice sessions next time. Basically, we've developed all the parts that we're going to develop. We've got the engine up a little bit. It's not the best engine, but I don't think we're ever going to even be able to touch DRT's engine. So I don't know what their engine's rated. We do have this warning mark because we do have a risk of a rule break with this engine that Santa Ana's running. But as you can see, it was worth it for the quite considerable boost of the other engine. But I think basically, because it's what I was thinking I had to come out of the last video, that we are actually going to try and save up as much money as we can for next year and basically try and get some of the HQ built up. As you see, we are still putting away the biggest amount of money that we can. So we're gonna try first off and upgrade the factory to get an extra 10 developmental staff in here. So basically we can work a bit more on improving stuff around here. So we are actually at the moment working on improving the brakes. We're still working on our engine. We're not going to work on that because the strategy for the next race, because the next race is only a 30 lap race, we're going to try and run a one-stop strategy on Mia's car. Santa Ana, because she can keep pushing the car with not many problems, she can just keep her engine in the highest mode possible for the entire race. Because we're not going to be too bothered about fuel burn or tyre wear on this, because we're making 2 pit stops anyway with not much length in between them. Yeah, basically, so for the rest of this year, we're going to just work on improving these. We're not going to build any new parts because anything we do build, since we are at the half point now, is going to be gone next season. So now that we've voted, we're going to go ahead and continue this. So we're about a week away from the Ardennes, the Battle of the Bunge, as they say from World War II. And I think it's going to be a battle to get any points in this race. But hopefully we can get a couple, because we're starting to drop considerably behind. Driver standings, both bottom. These bottom here was our old driver that we fired to get her in, because she is a pay driver, so she is actually making us money. And we pay her that, we're getting, how much do we get back? We get 243,000 back. So basically we've got a net benefit of about 125,000 or so. I think, yeah, probably. We're paying her a little bit, so we've got the race in 3 days. We just got to run these 2 races for the World Motorsport Championship and the Super Cup. Who won? Chapman again second. Chapman's running away with it, the equivalent of Lewis Hamilton, and Steinman, the equivalent of the Mercedes, absolutely running away with that championship. The Asia Pacific Super Cup, still quite close. And it's quite close at the top between the 2 best teams in that series. Basically there is promotions and demotions in this game, but like a football league. So whoever's top will be moving up, whoever's bottom will be moving down. So I would expect Garuda to be gone from this next year, and we will be seeing one of these, or it could be any of these 4 teams down with us next year. So such a paltry amount of money, doesn't make too much difference. I think we're going to go ahead and try for this, because if it being a short race and we're running the one-stop strategy, I'm hoping for a top 10 hopefully, fingers crossed. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. Everything's set up for the race. Top speed's crucial, so her engine might come in handy a bit. So we'll go ahead and see what we can do in practice. Should have taken a bit more look at the track then. What have we got? I'm not sure even which track setup we've got. There's quite a few corners, so acceleration might be useful, so we'll probably go for probably set the wing angles up, and we'll drop the gear ratios, hopefully. That's what we'll be doing. Not ever going to use the reserve driver because I'm not too bothered about developing her. We don't get much information from her initially what we should be doing. We don't from her, so we're going to increase these a tiny little bit. We won't do that one as much. We'll drop the gear ratio slightly. We'll try to keep the handling in the centre. Coming out on a race trim to start with, so we'll go ahead and confirm that one. We'll try hers a little bit higher. See if that makes any more difference. We'll go ahead and drop her, and we'll give her some, because there's a lot of turns, so we'll give her some oversteer and see how that does. Won't run the super soft. She's going to be running the super softs in the race, so we'll go ahead. We'll keep her on the. We'll keep her testing the super softs because she's going to be running those. She's going to run the softs because she's going to try and go a bit longer. As I say, she's going to be running a one-stop strategy, and she's going to be running a two-stop strategy, hopefully if there's no safety cars. And we're going to go ahead and take practice. In this 5th race of the European racing season. Pause it whilst we send... We'll give them a couple seconds in between. We'll send her out first. Then we'll speed it up and let her get out of the pit before we send her out. But, both coming out on a race trim. There's only one lap race trim on this, so we'll see how many stints we can get in. I could send them round and bring them back in, but I feel like it's gaming the system a little bit, so I'm not going to go ahead and do that because I don't think the computer does that. So I sort of want to be on an equal level playing field, just getting the right information back from each stint. I don't want to go ahead, send them out, bring them in, send them out, bring them back, completing the laps and getting a full time on settings. I'll go ahead and leave it in full for this one. She started her lap with Santarana. She's going to hit some traffic up around this corner. And she's not happy with the gear ratios. It's way too short, so I do want higher gear ratios. Corners aren't too bad, are they? I thought the corners were a bit tighter, but we've got sort of a long run up here and sort of wide sweeping corners, haven't we? So what did she do? A 152. That's 5 seconds behind already. The leader. She's even further behind. I wonder if she got caught up in traffic. I don't know how close we're going to get the car to any sort of setup that these two actually like, because we're going to have we're going to get one more stint in, aren't we? That's pretty much it. So I'm going to head and get her as soon as she comes in for a bit. See what she said about that car. So she's really unhappy with the handling. That's really bad, isn't it? So the downforce, I'm not even sure now. Try to drop it a bit more that way and see if that's what it is, but we do want longer gear ratio, so we'll put it up, and they do want understeer. And that's just me not looking at the characteristics of the race. The actual track, I'm getting it a bit wrong. I thought the corners were a bit tighter and I want as many straights, but it turns out that it is. So she's in, so she's really unhappy with the speed balance. She's a bit happier than the car. So we're going to go ahead and do the same with her car. We'll give her some understeer and try to do that. And we do want a bit more downforce with her car, maybe. We'll go ahead and try that. Keep the same tyres, I'm not going to waste a pair of tyres. I'm not too bothered about the times going round. But I do think we'll go ahead and have them push as they come round and see what sort of time they can set. And then we will have one last tweak of the settings before the race. She's caught in some traffic now behind this car. He wants to be on a lap, so he's going to slow right down and block us on the first corner. And she's not happy with the downforce now either, so we've made a real right mess up of the settings for this practice. Maybe we can rectify that before the race. She's down, but she's stuck behind this stupid car here. I don't even know who that is. I think you can click on it from here. Downforce is feeling off, so we went the wrong way with the downforce. Yeah, look, she's 11 seconds behind because she got totally caught up then behind the other cars. We'll see what she can do. She's still slow, so we're a long way behind, are we? 52s, so the cars up to 152s. No, we're a hell of a long way behind. Although we didn't have a push on that lap. Well, that's it for practice. So we're just happy with the speed balance, happy with the handling. So I think it's just the downforce that we're stuck on. So we're gonna have to try and drop the downforce for a bit before the race. I think that will be the best option. So she's just okay with everything now. So basically, just with these I think we're going to go ahead and vote for longer practice sessions next time, because with the 12-minute session we don't get any time at all to get any sort of feedback. Sort of left to just guess what we're going to be doing. We need a better driver. We're getting paid to have her, so we're not losing her, and it's going to be wet for the race. Absolutely great. So I think that's our one-stop pit strategy out of the window. Because we don't have a forecasting centre, we can't even see if this rain's going to drop. But we're starting on intermediates, but for lap 2 and 3, it's full wet conditions, aren't we? Can't move the mouse with that, but we've got full wet conditions there, which will drop off. So should we come out on full wets? Because we are starting at the front of the grid. We hope that we can keep it for that first part of the first lap, and then come in for intermediates. Should we try that with one car at least? I'm going to go ahead and give her both nursing options. I'm going to just go ahead and give her the race trim, because that's all we've got. So what wasn't she happy with? So we went the wrong way with downforce. We're going to put more downforce on. Get back to that one. So she was happy with the speed balance, happy with the handling. Yeah, I think we're just going to go ahead and do this. We're not going to tweak too much. Intermediates. Those first couple of laps, it is full wet conditions. I'm going to go ahead and give them both. I'll just see it. We'll just have to wait and see how it goes. Whether that's a wrong decision. Though we do want her to go longer, so we don't want her to come in. We'll run her on the intermediates and see what she can keep up. See if she can keep up with that. Car setup. We're going to drop her downforce as well. Something like that, back in the middle. Driver strategy, we can have a push on these wet tyres, can we? Keep her neutral. Don't know whether to keep it in low, because I'm not sure how long the rain's going to last. There's no sort of information, is there? But we'll go ahead and put her on low to start with. We'll still try and aim for the one-stop strategy. Hopefully this raid continues and it doesn't totally mess us up. So we're going to hope that Santa Ana can sort of pull away, and then hope that Lattinen can back them all up. So look, she's on the full wet, so she doesn't have the full speed at the moment. No one else has come out on the wets, but this rain is really heavy and it's going to really benefit her in a second, hopefully. Go ahead and speed it up and see how far away she can get as this rain turns right up about here. So Lattinen's already down there. It's whether the other cars are good enough to keep up with her while she's on the full wet. It does look like they are, doesn't it? But we're in full wet conditions now, and look, the rain's going to drop away just after that, so we're going to have to... I'm going to see if she can get a good run at it. Why aren't we on slicks yet? The track is drained. The track is absolutely soaked at the moment. But everyone's going to be coming in to swap these intermediates, because I can't even see that, but I think the rain's going to drop away pretty sharpish, shouldn't it? We'll just have to judge it when she comes around to the end, whether we can get her onto the slick tyres. She's coming round. Can she do another lap, or shall we? She's pulling away on these tyres, but if everyone does come in, yeah, I think we're going to have to pit them both, aren't we? We might have to keep her out an extra lap so we don't stack them. I think she's... oh no, she's gone round past the thing. Right, so hopefully this... we can keep her ahead. Where's she in the track? So we're going to come in and take her off her inters and put her onto this. So she's going to come back onto this and keep it in low condition, keep everything low. Have a come round again. I don't think anyone else is coming in, are they? Everyone's sticking to the intermediate, so I hope no, a couple of people are coming in. pits to swap off these tyres. Sent around and she's got 12 seconds. She's still making time up because there's still quite a lot of water on the track, so it did sort of work out, but now the track's drying out rapidly. Where are these cars behind? They're 15 seconds behind, so we're now going to go ahead and put her onto a pair of super soft tyres. And look, her engine isn't dropping at all, and everything else is keeping nice and steady in between. She has made some time from that lap, so hopefully she can get out of this pit stop. Everyone else has still got to make a pit stop here, because all these cars are still on intermediates, and we're now on the super softs and pushing. So if we keep in distance, we might come out ahead after the pits. She's doing well. She's going to kick to a one-stop strategy, whereas she's still got 2 stops to go, I think. I think that's what we're going to try and do. We're going to keep her pushing because it doesn't really matter with her engine, because her car condition is not going to drop at all. But she's back up into first place now. Let's just see how far she can get ahead. As they come out of the pits, he's out, and we are 12 seconds ahead. Ah, my word. I don't even know, she's keeping that 12 seconds as well. But everyone else has come out on the softs, so everyone's going to have to pit again to make a pit stop. So if we can stay ahead, maybe, depending on how far away we are when it comes to the end, whether we can get away with another one stop. So we'll have her keep pushing. And then I think we're going to swap to the soft tyres and see if we can get her through to the end of the race. I don't really want to turn her down. Should we turn? I'm not sure. We've sort of been ignoring Latinum, but she's got a big gap in front and she's got cars behind, but she's only got one more stop to make. And she might even be able to get away with coming onto a pair of super softs as well. Just a one stopper. I'm going to go ahead and have a look. The super softs can last 8 laps. Yeah, so we're going to go for another pair of super softs when it's time for her. So it should be enough to get her through to the end of the race on another pair of softs, but it's starting to rain again. Is it? No, there's rain. There's rain on the thing, but there's no rain forecasted. Hopefully there's no more rain towards the end of the race, because that will totally mess us up. The sun's coming out and the clouds, so yeah, I think it's going to be clear now to the end of the race. I guess it just depends how far we can get her ahead before she has to make this final pit stop, and whether she can keep up. Just coming round, so we're going to have to come in this lap because we don't have it. We don't have enough fuel to get to the end of the another lap done. She ain't got enough fuel to get to the end of the race, but if we do conserve the fuel, I don't know if that means she ain't got 7 laps left, so we might have to put the engine mode into low for a little bit to get through on these. Should we go for the tyres? There's not much performance difference between the two, so we will go through with the actual soft just in case. Just in case, or is everyone else going to come in for super softs and make up so much time on us? Oh, so many questions to answer. So much to think about. No, we'll go ahead and do that. We'll have a look at her again just before she comes into the pits and see. We'll cancel that and just have her come around to the pits a bit more before we think about doing it right. So she's here. See if someone let us put her in right to the top, so get near enough that. I can get near enough 6 laps left, and there will be. There is 6 laps left after this. Have to remember the tyres. Park condition, nope to do. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's definitely the option that we're going to take. We'll take the softs just in case. Just in case, should we? So, someone decided between these. What did you get on it? No, she did. She's done quite well on those tyres, even though she's been pushing on them. So yeah, I think the tyre condition, yeah, definitely. I've got to remember to do all this because we've done it so many times now. I'll end up forgetting something. So we've got fuel and we've got tyres in, no parts to do, pit strategy balanced. We'll go ahead and do that. We won't do a fast pit stop because we don't want to risk missing it up. She's going to do this, but everyone else has still got to pit. So I'm going to go ahead and turn her fuel down because she does need to get to the end of the race now. We might be able to have a... We'll keep pushing the tyres. So where's she going to come out? Even though she's pitted, she's come out in 5th place. She's back in 10th. She's going to be able to get another lap out of these, is she? She's done quite well with conserving the fuel, so she's going to be able to get another... She's going to be able to get round one more time, and then she's going to be able to put enough fuel in till the end of the race. Basically, the one-stop strategy for her hasn't worked out as well this time. She's doing well in 9th place. She could have probably got a bit higher, but because everyone else has pitted, been able to put a bit more fuel in, everyone else has gone to a 2-stop strategy, the same as what she's ended up doing. People are coming into the pits now, so we're up into 4th, and everyone above us has still got to pit. Cars behind her are catching up. She does have some excess fuel still, so we'll go ahead and push her. She had a bad refueling. Pit stop, so she's dropping back now. Actually, like everyone else has pitted here, so it's not doing too bad, but Gerard has got past her, so no. I wonder if these are going to go to the end of the race. But they shouldn't have enough fuel to be able to get to the end of the race. She's churning through these tyres now. She's got enough to keep pushing. Whether it's good enough, I don't know. She's got quite a gap, so we might still end up with a podium. These 3 need to pit, which would be an amazing result for us. So we're up in a 2nd now with all the pit stops done, so we do have quite a big gap, so it's whether she can close this gap, but we are falling behind. There's rain now, but not enough to come in for the tyres. I don't know whether we've actually got enough fuel to get through to the end of the race. We've got 2 laps left, so we do have excess, but we are pushing. I think we're just going to have to accept 2nd place here, which is an amazing result for this car. We're both saying they want to come into the intermediates, but this rain isn't going to last long. We're losing time for this. We're falling behind, so yeah, we're going to accept 2nd place with her. I do think she's got enough to get round to the end. She's up in 15th, so hopefully she can hold on to 15th place, but I don't think she is gonna. She's got Antonov behind. I don't know what car he's in. Not sure, but he's not pushing, so we should be able to keep in front. She's gonna have to come off now because she's pushed those tyres to the limit. She's on her last lap, is she? I think, yeah, she's coming round to finish now, isn't she? So 2nd place looks like. Go ahead and turn that down because we're not in any risk of losing this place, and we don't want to risk losing fuel. We'll just keep an eye on that time to make sure no one catches her. She now has low fuel, so I don't know if she's going to get round to the end, but we'll have to keep an eye on her to put her into low if she can't. She's just got enough to get. It says she's got excess fuel, but just enough to get over the line in 2nd place. Yes, amazing, Santana. She's now up into 12th place, is she? No, dropped to 13th. She's got low fuel. Has she got enough to get around the last bend? Just enough, she's come in. 10-6. And out of fuel almost, just as she crosses the line. So 2nd and 12th is an amazing result for us there. I can't actually quite believe that, but I think it's with the Predator Racing team because she can push without too much risk of wrecking the car. And her one-stop strategy did work out too much today because of the rain, which is what I was fearing. But if we could have kept the one-stop strategy with her, she could have been up here as well somewhere. I think so. I think the shorter race is working in our favour from starting at the front and being able to hold up the cars a bit. If we were thinking from starting at the back from like normal qualifying with this car, we'd lose the pack instantly. But because we get to start at the front, and obviously her wet tyres totally worked out for her. over the rest of the. We've managed to pick up so much time just get using that wet tyre for 2 laps even. Yeah, so overall I'm actually really pleased with that. Hopefully she don't break the rules. No, I think it was going to be typical that we get kicked off a podium for breaking the rules. So 2nd place, our first podium, our first trophy. Battle of the Bulls truly was a battle that we managed to overcome and push through the lines here in Belgium. Absolutely amazing. I don't know if that's enough to get us off the bottom. I don't think it is. Moves her up quite a bit. In the 14th place in the driver's standing. We've made good progress, so hopefully got another shortish race there. She should be able to push all the way through, and then another. So we've got a couple of races where there is quite a few races now until the end. I'm not quite sure. I'm sure there was some races with more laps than 13 and 15 that we really, I think they're the ones that we really struggled in, but I'm not quite sure now because everything else is 13 and 15 till the end of the season. Just wait for this to load. Just see what everyone changes. She's still improving slightly. Let's get better. She's built up a relationship. And look at that, because we finished, we actually made nearly close to 1.5 million there, so that's really going to boost our balance and help us out for next season. I'm going to go ahead and continue here because I'm going to just let this auto save. I just want to have a quick look at the races. Quick calendar. So what was it? Yeah, Tom Della 19 laps. 17 and 18. So basically, the short race we managed to finish up here, but the long races, because of the quality of the car, we dropped so far behind in. So our strength really is these shorter races. See that we've finished, she's finished about the same both of the short races. She finished 6th there and 2nd, so hopefully Munich 3.8 miles long. These, yeah, so I'm hoping now we can make a good run at some of these shorter races and hopefully get ourselves up the order a bit, because we do so. And I'm not sure what the sponsorship money, well, not sponsorship money is, but the prize money for the finishing lower down and what much difference it makes from finishing between 10th and 8th. But every extra million would help. Santa Ana's car totally didn't drop away there, 20% or 44%. So we'll go ahead and look at what managed. So she's nearly there now, as you see. So it's not going to be too long until Lightning unlocks his engine expert, and hopefully. But she is my favourite driver now for the one-stop strategy, which we are going to try and run with her. But yeah, anyway, we're really happy with that. We're moving up in the world, made some progress with that race. We're going to keep the car as it is, just improve it slightly as we go along. And yeah, that's part 5 done. Next time, part 6, we're in Germany. 15 laps, so hopefully we can do hopefully we can do well there again, because fuel burn's low, tyre weight's low, so we should be able to get a one-stop strategy there done, depending on how much fuel it'll let us put in the car from the get-go. Yeah, we'll leave it there. So if you like this video, just hit that like button, smash it, just, yeah, a few likes is always appreciated. Comment on it if you think I'm doing it wrong, or if you've got any more tips or strategy that you'd like to see me implement. And yeah, go ahead and subscribe if you like this series and want to keep tuning in to the future ones. But anyway, until next time, goodbye.